I will
just
become
got this
fighter
printed.
pilot. I don't know
It's
why
very
that
pretty.
wow is stuck in my head.
I love this one. Yeah. Where do you want to stick it? Wow. Rishan's gotten you something. Arey Rishan, Gira.
नहीं
I was जैसे कि थोड़ा वक्त बताओ
what the I have no idea I thought there's a puppy waiting next door will be a puppy
But there's a क्या? अरे I want.
बस वो ज्यादा नहीं दे यार
I have put a settle and left it, but
Happy birthday. Hi, it's a very good morning today. I just finished my yoga class. It's my first yoga class in 2026 and it'll probably also help with my breathing. I'm gonna quickly shower, get ready and then make myself some breakfast. Hello, I'm back. It's evening and I'm shooting an audition and I just wanted to show you guys how I look. This is like one of my favorite dresses to shoot auditions in because it's a nice deep color and it makes me look a little feminine. I did my hair, I took a head bath, I did the whole, and we're feeling good. We did one audition, I have to shoot one more. So see you in a bit. Hi, it's evening now and I've come out for my walk. I completely forgot to record my breakfast and the rest of the day because I got busy doing something else, but I'm out for my walk. Whenever I'm walking, I do about 5 to 6 kilometers if I can. I used to be an athlete in school. I used to run in school and sports day used to be like my favorite day around the year, and I used to feel like a hero on that day because I used to win a lot of medals and I used to participate in almost everything and win almost everything, or at least be in the top 3. But anyway, I've come for my evening walk. My day has gone quite well. I had my first yoga session today in the morning and I'm hoping to do this at least 5 days a week. I was a little tired. I was supposed to go for my workout, but I couldn't do it because my body was just coping, I think. Don't know if I can do 2 workouts in a day. So I thought that walking would be a great option for me today. There's a lot of people walking by while I'm doing this walk, but we have to do what we have to do. I have to update you on what's happening in my life, and I haven't vlogged in a while. So I'm actually enjoying myself. Anyway, I'm gonna head home. Almost done with my walk, maybe another 20 minutes. Head home, have my dinner, and hopefully head to friend's place then. Then we'll be done with the day. See you then. I'm done with my shower, done with my skincare. I'm in my pajamas and I'm ready to have my dinner. Sauteed veggies with dal chawal and raita, cucumber raita. Put on some nice Netflix for myself. There's some movie that's come out, People We Meet on Vacation. Sounds like fun. Honestly, this is one of my most favorite times is when I'm done with the day. I'm eating my dinner and I get to watch something on the television and I'm in my pajamas. I lie around on the couch for a bit and then I'll get in bed and then go off to sleep either reading something or watching something. And that's the end of my day. Hello, welcome back. So my day's already started. I did some yoga, I did my morning journaling, had my breakfast, had my lunch. It's basically afternoon right now. I've got some hair oil going on. I like to put hair oil at least once a week. Yeah, so I was just sitting and writing something and Sometimes do you just feel like your head is exploding with ideas or just thoughts? And this is not particularly overthinking, but you're thinking about ideas or things that could exist, things you almost like invent in your head, but they don't really exist in real world. I think about the kind of videos I want to make. I think about the kind of edits I want to make. And sometimes I almost see my future self being dressed a certain way or traveling a certain way or working with certain kind of people. It almost sounds delusional, but I feel like I imagine myself a lot being in certain places. Like, for example, I live in Mumbai. I think 10 years ago, I had written in one of my diaries that I wanted to live in Mumbai. And I'm basically doing that right now. I wanted to act, so I'm doing that as well. I had also written in the same diary that I want to live in New York. And I also did that. I lived in New York where I went to an acting school. I feel like these thoughts that I have, sometimes they also come true, and I almost don't know that they're almost coming from my subconscious mind. They resurface on my conscious mind and I start to think to myself, and sometimes I say them to my friends or family. There is a very high chance that I also sound very delusional to a lot of people. But this thought kind of led me to another question that I have been having for the past 2 days is, what's a higher goal or a higher purpose that I have as a human being on this planet? And I read a lot of books which can make you feel like you're having existential crisis, but I don't want to see it like that. I don't want to see this as existential crisis that I'm thinking about life and the higher goal and the higher purpose. It actually makes me curious. So I thought, why don't we head to Gemini, Google Gemini, and ask Google Gemini, let's understand the definition of a higher purpose in life of a human being. I'm just going to type that down and I'll tell you what it says. Because I feel like when I think about purpose, it's only career oriented or work oriented, but I don't pay so much attention to my personal life or what I'm actually feeling on the inside. So let's figure that out. So it's given me some points, like 4 points, and it says first one is self-actualization and mastery. Many believe our higher purpose is to explore the full definition of our potential. Exactly. That's exactly what I said right now. I said I feel like it's exploring my full potential when it comes to through the lens of work. And that's what it's saying. This involves the discipline of refining a craft until it becomes a form of self-expression. This is the definition of an artist. I feel like most artists, they strive to push their boundaries, their potential to the point that gives them the satisfaction of self-expression. Second point is connection and cultural preservation. A higher purpose often involves being a bridge between the past and the future. When I'm recording myself, I really truly see this as I'm sitting here in the present, but I'm recording this for my future self. I don't know if this makes sense, but I feel like when you record something, when you record a moment, you'll be seeing it and I'll be seeing it in the future. I'm preserving my present, which I'll be seeing in the future as something that happened in the past. Third is creation and flow. In psychology, the state of flow, where you lose track of time because you're so immersed in a task, is often cited as a sign of living your purpose. I think this is a great example. Personally speaking, when I truly feel that I'm really immersed in something is when I'm performing on stage. I'm so involved that I really forget that the real world exists. Of course, you're slightly aware sometimes that there's an audience. When I'm shooting on film, this doesn't really happen because you're really aware because there's so many people around you and somebody's going to say cut, someone's going to say action after a point. Flow state, I like that. I love this. Especially when I'm falling asleep, I find myself being in this flow state, and a lot of my thoughts and ideas come up during that time. A lot of my epiphanies also happen when I'm almost like falling asleep. Okay, fourth one is service and contribution. Ultimately, many find that purpose shifts from what can I get to what can I give. I absolutely love this one because I find myself being truly happy when I am giving something to people, whether it's my time, my effort, a gift, a service, absolutely anything, or even just listening to someone. I feel like that makes me truly happy. And these are basically the 4 points that Gemini came up with, and I couldn't agree more. You know, the other thing that Gemini is saying right now, I feel like I already said this to you right now. There's a thought that they've put after these 4 points. It says, perhaps a higher purpose is simply the courage to remain curious. That's literally how I think when I'm thinking of a purpose, when I'm thinking of an idea. It's never that what's actually happening with my life. It's always like, what's going on? How do I take this forward? How do I step up in life? And it's basically summed it up by saying, perhaps a higher purpose is simply the courage to remain curious. And I couldn't agree more. I think it's brilliant. Today, I think I've made good use of AI. I really wish sometimes I was paid to just think because I think a lot. And on that note, I want to read out a little quote from this book, The Pivot Year. You must have seen this on my vlog before. I'm just going to pull out a random page and read a quote. The parts of your journey where you felt like you were failing and falling behind, the moments when it seemed like nothing was working out the way it should, times during which you were all but forced to prioritize rest, to begin a process of self-reflection, to have no choice but to change. These weren't your setbacks, they were your breakthroughs in disguise. The universe is constantly asking if you are ready to stop engaging with your old habits and enter into a parallel life. One you begin to build in the gaps between what happens and how you respond. The next time you are faced with the exact same challenge, you are being called to ask, how can I respond differently this time? I don't want to sound cliche, but I feel like I needed this. 2025 has been very hard year for me. Work and life, and just felt like I didn't do much. And I only have myself to blame. And entering 2026, I almost felt like I failed this year and I didn't do much. You know, I keep telling myself I have a lot of potential. And I recently read somewhere that when you say, oh, this person has potential or I have potential, you're basically saying that you could be doing this, but you're lazy. I fully resonate with this. I would hate to admit that I do, but I just do.